Impossible but true are the words that come to mind with cases the Investigation and Monitoring Department of NAPTIP has to grapple with on a daily basis. The stories can go from downright depressing to utter disbelief at the evil that men and also women can do. This is NAPTIP on the Move, and I am Emmanuel Okeke. Thank you for joining us. The Monitoring and Investigation Department meets face-to-face with human traffickers, perpetrators of violence, and the victims of their wicked acts. In the course of investigating cases, new trends are often discovered, and also new ways to cover up old crimes. Today's package promises to be an eye-opener. Do not go anywhere.
The Investigation and Monitoring Department of NAPTIP is saddled with the burden of monitoring trends, investigating reported cases, and gathering sufficient evidence to enable effective prosecution by the legal department. All reported cases go through this department, and in the course of its duties, some trends have been rampant. The Director, Investigation and Monitoring, Josiah Emerole, sheds light on the current fraudulent activities being carried out by some operators of orphanage homes.
There's a lot of violation of the rights of the Nigerian children. There is a lot of violation against the right of even adults by the same adults. And the worst thing now is that some people wake up in the morning and they establish what they call orphanages. And they claim they want to help some of these orphans pick from one place to the other through their orphanages. And what do we see? What we see in those places are pure exploitation, abuse of these children in various forms. Now, we have had cause to arrest some of the owners of these orphanages. In collaboration with the police, we have had cause to even close some of them, and some too have even on their own closed shop, are also on the run. What we discovered too is that many of the children in those homes are not orphans. Many of these children have been stolen from one place to the other and kept in those places and being used to make money. We have also seen many of them who carry children. They go to the market with flyers and they are begging for alms. And unfortunately, we are the ones who are encouraging them. Somebody wants to do a birthday party. He feels I should not do a party, I should go and celebrate with the orphans who are in the orphanages. There is no doubt that there are orphanages that are genuine, but the point is that as Nigerians, before they go to those places, they should go to social welfare. Know those people that are properly registered, those places that they monitor, to give them a list so that from the list they can choose where to go to. Instead of you wake up, an orphanage springs up on your street. You don't know what happens there. You don't know where those children have come from. And you now go there and begin to celebrate. You carry all manner of food stuff, and then you carry lots of money because of your feeling for the children. You go there and give them. But those monies, are they being used for those children? The answer is no. They are using them to build estates. They are using them to build their empires.
He then raised the issue of international job offers available for unskilled workers.
We have been going about as an agency to create awareness amongst Nigerians to say what is happening with this job placement is part of trafficking because of the exploitation that goes on. We don't have any problems with skilled workers, people who have gone to school, who have secured jobs abroad, proper jobs that are dignifying, to go out to work. What we are against is using people who don't understand any other thing, who even can't even do any work for you here, to go and work outside in the name of making money. These children are not making this money because the agency are making money. The agents there are making money out of this so-called salary that these people are supposed to make, and the people are suffering. Unfortunately, when it gets to a point that you can no longer take it, you can't even say you don't want to do the job because you will be abused, you will be maltreated, even by the boss whom you are working for, or his or her children. What we get here every day is, please, NAPTIP, come and help us. We are suffering here. We want to come back. Not only that, in recent times we have had reports of young girls who have also been murdered in the course of all of this. And we are also working through intelligence agencies to unravel some of this. If you can afford to get like 50,000, 100,000 or more than that, which you are paying some people here to get you involved in traveling out, you can also put that money into some more economically benefiting activities here in Nigeria, instead of going to a place where you don't know what will eventually happen to you.
Records show an increase in rape cases.
Rape is on the increase in Nigeria, but it is unfortunate that it is happening so. And the worst part of it is that it's happening more to children, innocent children. You take a little child in your house to serve you, which in the first place is also against the law. For you to have an under 12 person in your house as a domestic, or have somebody who is below 18 in your house doing activities that are above his or her strength. You have these people that you ought to treat as your own children. Now, you are abusing these little ones sexually. It is ungodly in the first place. And we have also seen some parents, some fathers, who have also gone ahead to do such things to their own children. The issue of rape is on the increase, and for us, especially here in the Federal Capital Territory, where the Violence Against Persons Prohibition Act 2015 is being implemented by NAPTIP, no case of rape will go unpunished.
Kidnapping and abduction of babies and young children has also been on the rise.
If you read reports on a daily basis, you will hear and you will see issues concerning the abduction of children, The one that made great news recently was the one where a child was kidnapped from a church in Lagos, and the child was eventually found in an orphanage somewhere in one of the South states. For us as an agency, even though that is not our main or core mandate, kidnapping and abduction, but because issue of abduction and kidnapping is part of the means that traffickers use in procuring their human commodities, we are interested in the issues of abduction and kidnapping. And we work in collaboration with other sister agencies to deal with this situation. And we are in the course of investigating a trafficking case, and we discover that such a person was procured through abduction. We also transfer such cases to the agencies that deal with issues of abduction. And then we also deal with the area that had to do with exploitation that has come. So it's a total package. While we are doing our own, we also allow the agency that has to do with the other side to deal with it.
The Director, Investigation and Monitoring, has a word of advice to all parents.
Nigerians must note that the care of their children should be of paramount importance to them. If you have a child and you cannot take care of that child, you cannot protect that child, what type of parent are you? So we must do everything possible to ensure that these children become better human beings. Tomorrow, we must ensure that they are protected, because there are many criminals looking around, looking for a child to steal, to use to make money. So we must work together. Parents should take care of their children.
To curb the nefarious activities of human traffickers and perpetrators of violence against young and vulnerable persons, all hands must be on deck.
Human trafficking is one of the worst crimes on earth. It is a grave violation of your human rights. The victims of human trafficking are majorly women, youths, children, and men who may never live to tell the story. These victims could be your wife, daughter, mother, sister, brother, child, or relative. No one deserves to be trafficked. NAPTIP has intensified its effort against this heinous crime, but we need your support. We need you to join this fight. Government officials, corporate organizations, traditional rulers, religious leaders, and the organized private sector have enlisted in this fight. What are you waiting for? Join NAPTIP to end this global moral epidemic now.
Report cases of human trafficking to these NAPTIP hotlines 0703 00 203 or 080 0022 5562 7848. NAPTIP, ensuring a human trafficking free nation.
The Enugu State Zonal Command of NAPTIP recovered a boy of about 2 years old from his buyer in Obosi, Anambra State. We have to break protocol to reveal his face, as we plead with all well-meaning Nigerians and anyone who can identify him to please inform his parents and relations to visit the NAPTIP Zonal Command in Enugu State with relevant documents and medical records for identification and reunion. Please be informed that all documents will be scrutinized and further medical tests carried out to ascertain claims. If anyone has a lead, please call 0708 060 1803, 0708 060 1803. Offenses against children are unforgivable. Defilement, child trafficking, and the use of orphanages to further exploit already vulnerable children is a shocking trend indeed. Please, if you work for such an orphanage, do not hesitate to call NAPTIP today. We assure you that your identity will not be revealed. It's time for NAPTIP events. Stay with us. Following a previous visit by the Director General of the Small and Medium Enterprises Development Agency of Nigeria, SMEDAN, to NAPTIP headquarters in Abuja, which led to the agreement of both agencies to partner in the area of empowerment of victims of human trafficking, Dame Julie Okadonli and Team NAPTIP were recently at the headquarters of SMEDAN to sign a Memorandum of Understanding. Welcoming the NAPTIP delegation, the Director General of SMEDAN, Dr. Diko Umarada, commended the agency and also pledged his agency's resolve to meet with the obligations of the agreement. Responding, the Director General of NAPTIP, Dame Julie Okadonli, also pledged the willingness of NAPTIP towards implementing the MOU. Highlights of the visit was the signing of the Memorandum of Understanding by both agencies. Addressing the members of the press, the Director General of SMEDAN and NAPTIP shed more light on the purpose of the MOU.
What we are trying to achieve here is that SMEDAN, on their own part, being the agency in charge of small and medium enterprises, will deliver our own part of the exercise by delivering entrepreneurship training, skill development to those teeming young people that are coming back to our country through the effort of NAPTIP.
Nigeria will expect empowerment of victims of trafficking, because that's the whole idea behind signing this MOU today with SMEDAN. Those who have been victims of trafficking or violence and have returned to Nigeria have hope. They have hope to become meaningful citizens to themselves and to Nigeria, because they will be empowered in skill acquisition programs, in small and medium businesses, and they will be useful to Nigeria as a whole. There is hope for victims of trafficking and violence.
Partnership is a crucial strategy adopted in the fight against human trafficking and violence against persons. The American Citizen Services Chief, Michael Scarden, from the United States Embassy in Abuja, recently visited NAPTIP with his team to inquire about the agency's work in assisting distressed persons.
We wanted to come and learn more about your organization and how you help people and what you can and can't do for people. Because there's a saying that you should get to know your neighbors and make friends before the house catches on fire.
Receiving the team, the Director General of NAPTIP, Dame Julie Okadonli, enlightened them on the mandate of the agency.
We have the powers to arrest, search, seize, freeze, confiscate assets. We have the powers to prosecute as well. We have a legal department here, we have the investigation and monitoring department, and then we go further to protect the rights of the victims. Violence Against Persons Prohibition Act is also domicile redacted, where there are cases of domestic violence and any form of violence. Those cases are reported to NAPTIP.
Various questions covering safety and sheltering of victims of domestic violence were fielded by the team and was duly addressed by the Director General of NAPTIP. The Director General of NAPTIP, Dame Julie Okadonli, recently received the Imo State Liaison Officer, Honorable Dr. Edward Ihejirika, and his team at the agency's headquarters in Abuja. Commending the work of the agency, Dr. Ihejirika spoke on the purpose of their visit.
The Imo State government, since the governor got into office, he actually created a department which is known as Justice and Fairness Department. We've tried to interface with several countries around the world, to try to find out issues of, particularly illegal migration. And we are willing partners as a state government to key into, your vision in this sector. Because we want to see that you continue to succeed in the work that you do for this nation, and we're very proud of you.
Welcoming the delegation, the Director General of NAPTIP, Dame Julie Okadonli, revealed the issues of human trafficking as it relates to indigents of Imo State.
Human trafficking cuts across the whole of Nigeria. I want to restrict this now to Imo State. Imo State indigents are found in West African countries under even worse conditions of human trafficking and sexual exploitation. Imo State indigenes are found in Italy as well. And I know there's been a lot of trafficking of Imo State girls, especially sale of children, where your girls are made to carry pregnancies, have children, you take the children from them and sell them. We've also had cases concerning Imo State indigenes on brothels, where they keep young girls, underage girls in brothels. We've had quite a number of Imo State indigenes that we have rescued and have passed through our shelters. We rehabilitate them and we reunite them.
She further preferred areas of collaboration.
So in the area of intervention, where I would like for you to come on board with us, is the area of creating massive awareness campaign there and a rally in Imo State. And of course, in the area of skill acquisition, you can also sponsor some of the victims and on skill acquisition, and even to go to school, especially those from Imo State. We can partner, come up with ideas. We're always open to ideas. It's a partnership. The P is one of the 5 P strategy that we operate in NAPTIP, which is partnership.
The visit by the delegation from Imo State Liaison Office is a right step towards harnessing effective partnership in the fight against human trafficking. The Victim Story segment connects people to the unbelievable stories you hear every day. Take a look.
I'm from Imo State. Our local government is a human Bano. I grew up with my parents and I went to school. I stopped in JSS3 when I was pregnant. Nobody noticed that I was pregnant, only my father. When my mom was asking me that I've not seen my period, what happened, I said that on me. But when my father slept with me, he told me that, he threatened me that I should not tell anybody. So I didn't tell anybody, because I know my mom very well, because if I tell her, she would, I don't know what she would do to me, because my mommy, she was not kind to me, she was too harsh. So I was not close to my mom, but I was close to my dad more than my mother. So my uncle's wife now noticed that I was pregnant. She now carried me out of the village. We went to Port Harcourt. I stayed there for 1 month. It was all going well till when her sister came to visit. My uncle's wife now told me that I'm going to follow her sister to Abuja. I now followed her to Abuja. My uncle's wife said that till I deliver, I'll come back to Port Harcourt to start my school. I came down to Abuja, I delivered. And I delivered, my baby was very sick. I went to one hospital to another. Till she got well, we came back home. To feed my baby was a problem. She'd be crying, my auntie would tell me to leave her to come and do what I was doing. One morning like that, the baby food has finished. I told her that the baby food has finished. She slapped me. And the next morning, NAPTIP came to rescue me. So I went to NAPTIP, I told them my story. And they said I'm going to go back to Manchester. I told them that I don't want to go back there. So they were now looking for a place for me to go and stay. They now said I'm going to go to an active shelter to stay there. And they're now working on my case. I went to NAPTIP. I stayed there for 8 months. And I was happy there. Just that there is no school in NAPTIP. So after that, they think that I want to go to school. So So that was how I came to What Life here. And I thank NAPTIP for rescuing me. And also thank What Life for accepting me. Thanks.
For more enquiries and support, or to report cases of suspected human trafficking and child abuse, please call NAPTIP hotlines on 0703 0000203 or 0800 2255 627847 or email info@naptip.gov.ng. Visit our website www.naptip.gov.ng. Follow us on our social media platforms at NAPTIP Nigeria and watch our videos on YouTube.
This is where we draw the curtain on today's episode, but I must urge you to download the NAPTIP iReport app for easy reporting of suspected cases of human trafficking, child abuse and violence against persons. Do join us again next week. I am Emanuela Okeke. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.